to the free throw line. North Catholic has taken a 26-25 lead as they're now on, well, they're on a 7-0 run.
And that foul went against Jason Fulmer, his second.
Dave Hazelton checking back in, and Florigen makes the free throw. North Catholic's up by 2, 27-25. Keith in the backcourt, off to Zetwick. Adam one dribble, hands it to, or slaps it off to Hazelton. His pass stolen away. Russell Ryan with the steal, layup, blocked from behind by Hazelton. McLaughlin comes away with it. It's a 2-on-1. Zetwick and Gardner. Adam taking it himself. Now he's picked up by Russell Ryan. A traveling violation will be called as Orlando Russell Ryan pushed Adam Zetwick back with the body, but they call Adam for walking. The Trojans get the ball back.
Well, Adam should have challenged him offensively there. If the shot's blocked, it's blocked. Maybe he could have created a foul.
27-25 Trojans. 40 seconds till halftime now. And Coach Bill Hager keeping Kazera and Anderton on the bench. They each have 2 fouls. Fall-away jumper is missed. Ball is loose. 2 Franklin players fight for it. And North Catholic's Orlando Russell Ryan comes away with it. To the right baseline. Calhoun falling away, tries to save it. And the steal's by Danny Gardner.
Now, I know that time is short this morning. I'm going to have to wrap up, but I hope you'll bear with me just a couple minutes. The introduction was overly generous. And they'll give me 5 minutes of my time here. Then let me say a word about the Mexican peso bailout. We were told by our Treasury Department that NAFTA would strengthen the peso when our government knew all along that Mexico was
call. Kazera working against Calhoun. Head fake. Now we'll have to dish it out to the point to Anderton. Ryan one dribble. Bounce pass right to Hazelton. Right back to Ryan. Jumper from the point. It's good. A three-pointer. Franklin has the lead. Ryan Anderton coming out shooting. He has 7 points. 5 of them on 2 field goals to start the second half. Franklin up 30-29. Excuse me.
Well, we need a couple other players to get hot. We got to get Nate Keith involved offensively.
Right side. Working the ball. Jump pass, Baginski to the left wing. That's Sefcik, has trouble controlling it. Anderton knocks it away, but off to Tom Baginski. And now Bill Florigen will set it up for the Trojans. He'll back up to the midcourt circle. Matt Kazera takes a couple of steps after him. Now Florigen right side to Baginski. Jump pass on the give and go back to Florigen into a post to Russell Ryan. Out to the left wing, but the jumper by Baginski is missed. A Franklin player, Ryan Anderton, is leveled. North Catholic gets the ball, but they miss a three-pointer. Then underneath, Lamar Calhoun has the putback, and the Trojans go back up on top, 31-30. And just as tightly as they were calling the contact in the first half, they've let it go here in the first 2 minutes of the second half. And here's a steal by North Catholic. Orlando Russell Ryan with the steal and the handoff to Tom Baginski. Trojans in their road red. Here's a steal by Matt Kazera off a hook pass by Bill Florigen. Kazera double teamed in the backcourt, gets it off to Fulmer. Now left to Ryan, into the front court, to the point. Ryan Anderton down the left side, jump pass inside, Jason Fulmer, layup good, foul on the Trojans.
Well, that was just a good post up by Jason. He got good position. Ryan spotted him, put it right on the money. The foul was committed. I'm not sure who that was on. I think it was on number 40, and that's going to be Siskett, and it's his 4th. So the lone player that was in the last half for about half of a quarter is back in.
And that brought the Fulmer Fanatics up to their feet with the I'm not worthy bow. And Jason makes another one from the free throw line. It's 33-31, Franklin on top by 2. We've now had 10 lead changes in this game. Sefcik into the front court, down the near sideline, passes it off to the left side, and now it'll come back out again. Back in the ball game for North Catholic is Alex Ivnik, and the Trojans turn the ball over.
Well, he's done that a couple times. This time he was called for the walk. Franklin putting a little more pressure on defensively, but they need to get a couple calls going their way also. They've been hacked pretty hard, and no fouls have been called.
Anderton picked up in the front court by Baginski, right to Kazera, left to Hazelton, now left along the far sideline to Nate Keith. Backing up with the dribble, going to the point, moving to the left wing, ball nearly stolen by Calhoun. Jump pass left baseline, Hazelton, strong rebound, strong layup, doesn't go, rebound by North Catholic. Baginski with the layup attempt. Blocking foul is called. Looks like it'll go on Ryan Anderton. That would be his 3rd.
Well, Ryan just not moving his feet down there. He tried to get out of the way, but that's a situation there. You know, either get down and plant yourself. You don't run with the player down the floor there. The foul's going to be called. That's 3 on Ryan. Then there's still a quarter and a half to go. We can't afford to have him pick up another foul.
And there was no indication that the shot would have counted if it had gone, but they are giving Tom Baginski 2 from the North Catholic free throw line. First is good. He can tie the score if he makes the second. And he does. We're tied at 33. 4:45 left in the third quarter. Kazera hands off to Ryan Anderton. Anderton playing with 3 fouls now will lead the way down court. He'll be picked up in the backcourt by Sefcik. He'll hand it off, and now Ryan gets it back. Trapped at the point. Now backpedals with it. Bounce pass inside the paint to Fulmer. Give and go, Nate Keith trying to come back outside. Now inside the paint. Jump pass inside. Whistle before the shot can be taken by Jason Fulmer. Foul on the Trojans.
And that's going to go on, well, that went on 35. Baginski.
That's Tom's first.
Right.
Tom goes for the steal on the inbounds pass, but deflects it out of bounds. And assistant coach John Davis will scoop it up over there at the Franklin bench. Kazera to inbound near the bench and gets it into Anderton. We're tied at 33, 4:23 left in the third quarter. Nate Keith inside the paint, layup good. Penetrated in traffic and pretty much laid it up over a couple of defenders. Here's Sefcik, blocked from behind by Nate Keith. Franklin with the ball, Kazera leading the way. Kazera inside the paint. Jump pass to Fulmer. A foul before the shot can be taken. Another foul on the Trojans. Holding foul on, I think, Tom Baginski. 2 quick ones on Baginski if it is.
And again, the referee's not calling it. Nate got a lot of ball down there, but very easily could have been called for a foul, but we'll take it.
Okay, they called that one on Alex Ivnik, a 6'2 junior who's seen just limited playing time here so far. Sefcik will come out. And he's replaced in there by, well, I can't pick up the number yet. Is that a 00?
It's hard to pick up their numbers. They're just white outline with red, and the small numbers are hard to see.
I think it's a 00. We have Jeff Kim listed as 0. Here's a steal and a slam. Orlando Russell Ryan with the dunk, and we're tied again, this time at 35. Now, North Catholic had knocked the ball away at one time, but Nate Keith went back and got it in the backcourt. And now on this steal, North Catholic ties the score. Fulmer outside right, bounce pass, kicked away. They would have had a steal. Orlando Russell Ryan came up with it, but they say he kicked the ball. Franklin will set up behind their goal. Matt Kazera to inbound. Kazera looking in now, lobbing it out to the point. Ryan Anderton will shoot for 3 from there. It's short, and Kazera will track it down for the Knights. He'll go out, take a 3-pointer, and Matt hits.
Well, Matt could have shot about a 12-footer, but he dribbled outside, hit the 3-pointer.
Matt's first score of the second half. He has 13 all told, and he's 3 for 5 from 3-point range. In the corner, jumper short for North Catholic, as Florigen couldn't get it to go there. Here comes Kazera. One-hander, good. Got the roll off the front of the rim. Franklin's all of a sudden up by 5, 40-35, 3:05 left in the third frame. Baginski into the forecourt, finds Calhoun at the point. Over to Russell Ryan. Now the pass goes into the right corner. That's Ivnik. On a give and go, a turnaround off the glass, nowhere near close. Strong rebound, shot no good, tip in no good. Russell Ryan fighting forward for North Catholic, and underneath, a foul being assessed against the North Catholic Trojans.
Well, and that's it seems like where a lot of the contact is coming. Franklin's getting the rebound, and then they're getting stripped across the arms, and that's one of the first times tonight that it was called. And here with 2:49 left, I have to look at 3 different clocks to get the time. Franklin makes those substitutions.
And that's foul number 1 on Lamar Calhoun. Foul number 5 in the second half on North Catholic. Franklin's been called one time. That was the 3rd on Anderton. Here's Zetwick for 3. No, ripples the net in front of the rim. And the shot short. Ball taken off by the Trojans. Baginski double-teamed, fouled by John McLaughlin. Late whistle. And what the fans are seeing is that McLaughlin blocked the ball with his elbow. But John, on the first attempt, committed the foul. That's 2 fouls on McLaughlin and 2 on the Knights in the second half.
Oh, and they're not giving him 2 shots. It was a foul, and I thought it should have been a 2-shotting foul, but North Catholic taking it out of bounds.
Calhoun inbounding to Russell Ryan. Outside to the top of the key. This is Florigen. Has it stripped away by Adam Zetwick. Lead pass, Ryan Anderton ahead of the pack. Anderton with the one-hander. It's good. And a foul.
Well, that was a good pass. Ryan Anderson circled around it, went in from the left side. Looked like he was going to shoot it left-handed, but kind of a hanging move with his right hand went in. And Ryan will have a chance for the three-point play.
And he can put the Franklin Knights up by 8 points.
Very good play by Franklin. And that foul going on, Jeff Kim.
And our first timeout of the game assessed to the North Catholic Trojans. 2:17 left in the third quarter. Franklin 42, North Catholic 35. We'll be back in... Well, the Franklin Knights have been waiting at the free throw line, including Ryan Anderton, who's there to shoot one. North Catholic had to be urged to come back onto the court. Anderton misses the free throw. North Catholic, trailing by 7, pulls down the rebound. It's a 42-35 game. Baginski handing off to Florigen. Pass deflected by Anderton, but North Catholic saves. Inside it'll come. Now back out. Three-point attempt. It is good. Hitting for 3 is Bill Florigen. And we have a 42-38 ball game.
Well, they just let him sit up there all by himself, and you've got to get out there and get on people.
Adam Zetwick working the ball for the Knights. Off to Ryan Anderton. Ryan playing with 3 fouls. Kazera for 3. In and out, no good. He's 3 for 6. Kazera goes to track it down, but Orlando Russell Ryan beats him to the basketball. 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Franklin's biggest lead, 7, has been cut to 4 points, and the Trojans have the ball back. It's Florigen against Anderton. To the point, now to the right side. Around a pick. Bill Florigen, baseline move, jump pass. McLaughlin may have had a hand on it. Zetwick came away with it. Underneath, a foul was called. And it's on the Knights. A bit of a late whistle as the Knights were already trying for the fast break.
Well, that foul going against Dan Gardner, I was going to say, if they called that on John McLaughlin, very late call, but it was away from the ball, foul on Dan Gardner.
His first, Franklin's third. Fulmer leaves his feet. That leaves the shooter free. His shot missed. 15-footer by Florigen. Franklin will get the ball back. Ball out of bounds to the Knights. Anderton inbounding to Fulmer. Right back to Ryan.
And North Catholic putting a little man-to-man pressure, trying to deny the ball, and Franklin recognizing it.
1 minute left in the third quarter. We'll bring you up to date on some of the other scores. It's a good night for District 10 in AAA boys. Here's Fulmer, jump pass inside, knocked away, back off to Jason. Now it's loose, and North Catholic comes away with it. Orlando Russell Ryan to the ball, but Florigen's pass is knocked away. Now it's headed out of bounds, and it'll go last off John McLaughlin of the Knights. And North Catholic will inbound down in the far corner in front of their bench. Dave Hazelton and Nate Keith are both trying to check back in for the Knights. They will get in there, replacing Adam Zetwick and Danny Gardner. North Catholic to inbound. They trail Franklin by 4. We're in the final minute of the third quarter. Ball inbounded, knocked back out by Jason Fulmer. So they'll have to try it again. Lamar Calhoun with the honors for the Trojans. Calhoun's pass comes in to Florigen, off to Baginski, and to the left baseline. Calhoun turnaround, no good. Ryan Anderton with the rebound for the Knights. Anderton racing it down court. Nate Keith will have the layup. Shot missed. Blocking foul on the Trojans.
Well, Nate, just tremendous effort to get that ball up. Didn't get it up high enough. The blocking call going against North Catholic, and again, we're going to have to wait and see, as it's hard to recognize these numbers. It looks like it's going against 35, and that'll be Baginski, and it'll be his third. Nate should be at the line to shoot 2.
And I don't know if you caught my correction earlier. Baginski only has 2 fouls. I identified him as being the recipient of the last foul.
You're right, I remember that.
And it went on Ivnek instead. Nate Keith hits the first of 2 from the free throw line. Here's the second. This one's short, and the rebound's taken away by Russell Ryan. Half a minute left in the third quarter. 43-38 Franklin. Baginski out beyond three-point range, but he's setting it up for the Trojans. Right with it. And the ball stolen away. Jason Fulmer comes out of there with it. Fulmer off to Anderton. Anderton will set it up for the Knights. 14 seconds left in the third frame. Anderton holding it out near midcourt. Holding the dribble, I should say. 8 seconds, 7. Anderton closer to the point. Puts up the three-pointer. No good. Tip in, Fulmer. Good. And Franklin holds a 7-point lead at the end of the third quarter. The score, the Knights 45. Pittsburgh North Catholic 38. Back in 60 seconds. And we're back at Macomb Fieldhouse, Edinburgh University. Jason Fulmer's tip with 1 second left in the third quarter enables Franklin to tie their biggest lead of the night. They go into the fourth frame, leading North Catholic 45-38. Floating layup attempt draws a foul. That may be foul number 3 on Matt Kazera, one way or the other.
It's either Matt or Jason. Looks like it's going to go against Matt. It's his third. Jason Fulmer's with 2, Ryan Anderson with 3, and Matt Kazera with 3. And Matt and Ryan did a good job of only picking up 1 foul after they've had 2 early ones. As I believe it was Florigen, went to the line, made the first one.
Bill Florigen for 2. 6-foot senior has cut the lead to 6. Hits this one as well. Franklin's up by 5 now, 45-40.
And North Catholic's done a fine job of hitting their foul shots, and again, it's going to come down. Franklin's going to probably have to hit some foul shots.
Nate Keith, jump pass underneath. Jason Fulmer has the layup from the left baseline.
Well, that's that play we've seen them start a couple ball games with. They saved it for the fourth period here, and you know, they did a good job getting the basket.
Jumper inside the paint. Orlando Russell Ryan comes down and hits for 2 for North Catholic. It's a 47-42 ball game in favor of the Franklin Knights. We're still in the first minute of the fourth quarter here at Edinburgh University. Fulmer off to Kazera. Matt holding it above his head, working against Florigen. Matt's double teamed. To the right wing, the pass is to Nate Keith. Underneath, it's Hazelton this time. Sliding, called for the traveling violation, and Franklin turns it over to the Trojans.
Well, this is where they got in trouble with Sharon. Sharon put on a little half-court trap, just like they did there, and Franklin didn't react well to it. They initially broke it, but had trouble getting into their offense and scoring. Underneath,
Calhoun back outside. Jumper taken and made. A 15-footer by Alex Ivnik. And the lead's down to 3 at 47-44. Fulmer has the ball stripped away. He dives for it and gets it off to Kazera. Now the ball's kicked out of bounds. That's off the foot of Ivnik, Alex Ivnik for North Catholic. Franklin will inbound near midcourt, and the Knights want a timeout. 6:30 39 left in regulation. Franklin 47, North Catholic 44. We'll be back. At mid-court. 5.5 minutes, a little more than that left here in the fourth quarter. Anderton left side, inside the paint. Back outside, but the ball is stripped away. Ivnik with the steal, and his lead pass is taken away by Dave Hazelton. Ivnik trying to get it to Lamar Calhoun. Here come the Knights, and a foul in mid-court.
And that's going to go against Bill Florigen. It'll be his fourth. And there's a lot of contact out there, and I think the referees are going to have to, start making a few more calls on some body checking, hands in the middle of the back. North Catholic's putting on an awful lot of pressure.
Tom Baginski back in, replacing Bill Florigen for North Catholic. On the line, Ryan Anderton for a 1-and-1 for the Knights.
And Franklin is 3 for 6 from the line. North Catholic 11 for 15, and there's 6 minutes plus left. And Franklin's going to have to knock him down.
And Anderton was 0 for 1, now 1 for 2 from the free throw line as he connects on the front end of the 1-and-1. Franklin by 4. Ryan is 7 for 14 in the playoffs from the charity line.
And Ryan's in with 10 points.
Bonus shot good. Franklin back up by 5, 49-44.
And I think North Catholic going to try to get the ball inside to the two big guys.
Baginski into the front court, right to Lamar Calhoun, and a blocking foul called on Jason Fulmer as Calhoun was trying to drive the right baseline against Jason.
Well, Calhoun shows some good speed. I think Jason's going to have to play off him a little bit, make him hit an outside shot. They have yet to really hit too many outside shots. 5th foul in the second half on Franklin, so it's not a shooting foul. Ball inbounded to 2 North Catholic players. Now they clear it out. High post. They'll get it to Russell Ryan. One-handed turnaround good, and the lead is back to 3 points, 49-46. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And Ryan's in with 17 points. That's Orlando Russell Ryan with 17. This is Ryan Anderton of the Knights with the ball. Between the circles, right to Matt Kazera. Matt looking right, going left, inside the paint. Floating one-hander, no good. Tip in, no good. Ball rebounded by Orlando Russell Ryan of North Catholic. Across the time stripe comes Tom Baginski with the ball for the Trojans. Right, the pass is to Ray Sefcik. We haven't seen him in a while. Sefcik playing with 3 fouls, had been sitting on the bench with 3. Sefcik working against Nate Keith. Bounce pass off to Alex Ivnik. Now to the point. And Baginski off to the left to Russell Ryan. Back out to Tom Baginski. Here's a 3-pointer from the point. In and out, no good. That would have tied the score. North Catholic knocks it out of bounds as they tried to one-hand the rebound underneath after the missed 3-pointer by Ray Sefcik. And Baginski got all alone out there. Somehow he got picked off from underneath the basket and he went out to the top of the key. He had all the time in the world, just didn't knock it down. Franklin needs some good ball movement up here. Franklin with a 3-point lead and the basketball. 5:06 left in the fourth quarter. To the point, it's Anderton out right deep to Kazera, left to Keith, and left near the far sideline to Ryan Anderton. Anderton trying to work on Baginski. Now he's double teamed. To the left wing, it'll go to Fulmer. Jason looking inside, handing off left to Kazera. Matt Kazera with Ray Sefcik. Defending to Anderton. Jumper. Good. They give him 3. And Ryan just played an outstanding ball game. Hits that 3-pointer, and I believe that's 14 points for Ryan. Shot from the point, and Ryan came down inside the top of the bucket, but they give him a 3-pointer. It's 52-46 Franklin
Ryan Anderton averaging 9 points a ball game through the regular season and also 9 here in the playoffs.
Well, I was going to say we needed a big defensive stop. They got a good shot. It just hit the back of the rim and bounced out. Right now, Franklin needs them down. They don't want to stall, but they want to work the ball just like they did last time.
Missed field goal was by Calhoun. North Catholic lost the ball out of bounds as they tried to save it, tried to rebound it. Here's Nate Keith in the backcourt, double teamed. Backcourt violation will be called, and the fans are going to disagree with that, but they have to understand the ruling. Jason Fulmer left his feet in the front court, got the ball in the backcourt. He caught the ball before he came down in the backcourt, so when he landed, he had come from the front court to the backcourt, and that's a violation. Here's Florigen back in the ball game. He's at the point, coming to the right baseline, bumping Anderton. Anderton falls back, fall away by Florigen, missed, and the ball's tracked down by John McLaughlin.
I think that's all for Florigen.
McLaughlin is fouled. That should be 5 on Bill Florigen. And if you're a North Catholic fan, you're just hoping that Bill Florigen has not played his last game as a Trojan. Franklin will go to the free throw line. John McLaughlin will be shooting, and the Franklin Knights are leading by 6 points, 52-46.
Well, John has been a pretty decent foul shooter on the year. A little bit more pressure tonight. Let's see if he can knock these 2 down. Franklin has the 6-point lead. Every foul shot's going to count here at the end. Franklin still with only 5 team fouls, so they have 1 more foul to give before North Catholic goes to the bonus situation.
McLaughlin for 1 and 1. Misses the front end. He's now 3 for 7 in the playoffs. Rebound North Catholic. Orlando Russell Ryan coming away with it. 52-46 Franklin. 3:45 left in the fourth quarter. We're coming your way from Macomb Fieldhouse, Edinburgh University, here on 1450 WFRA. Outside Calhoun to Baginski, left corner. Baseline jumper. Missed. Fight for control. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with the North Catholic Trojans. Let's pass on a couple of other AAA boys scores. Halfway through the second quarter, Sharon is leading Seton LaSalle 27-25. 2 minutes left in the first half. Hickory is leading Highlands 24-13. Here's 2 for North Catholic, cutting the lead to 4 points. That's Tom Baginski with a jumper, 8 points for Baginski. 52-48 Franklin. Anderton into the front court for the Knights. Right to Kazera. To the wing, inside the paint, 12-foot jumper, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound by Ray Sefcik of the Trojans.
Well, Matt, a little bit too strong in the last couple times he shot.
Bounce pass to a post to Russell Ryan, gets it back out to Baginski in the left corner. Now outside to Ivnik, tries to force it inside. Russell Ryan is fouled from behind. John McLaughlin may have got him. That'll be 3 on McLaughlin if the foul is on John. Here's the Cranberry update. Halftime score, girls AA. The Cranberry Lady Berries leading Apollo Ridge by 14 points, 35-21. And we have a timeout on the court. It's assessed against the Franklin Knights. 2:54 left in the fourth quarter. The score, Franklin 52 and North Catholic 48. Back in... This game will play Blackhawk on Tuesday night in the second round, the round of 16 of this PIAA AAA boys basketball playoff tournament. Blackhawk beat Central Cambria of Ebensburg tonight by an 84-55 margin. North Catholic will have the ball. The foul was on John McLaughlin, his third. The ball's inbounded to Baginski to the baseline. Turnaround, Calhoun is good. Foul called on Franklin's Jason Fulmer.
And that will be Jason's 4th foul. They just posted him up down low. Jason had his arms up in the air, leaned over a little bit. The foul was called, and I think North Catholic's going to pound the ball down inside with the two big guys here the last 2 minutes.
So the lead's down to 2. Lamar Calhoun, a 6'3" junior, averaging 16 points a ball game, on the line for 1. Calhoun has